Hi everyone, it's Lola here. Just wanting to share with you all today like some jobs that new Canadians or new immigrants to Canada can do. I've been in Canada for almost 2 decades now, and I find that I myself did some of these jobs before I actually then got my professional job. Like, I went to school and then I had my career. But while you're doing that also, even I know some people would say they have like a side hustle, so that also could be what you will call it. It's not in any order of my favorite. This is just like the top 10. Again, these are just my opinions. So the number one actually that popped up here is being an Amazon delivery guy. Like, a lot of us kind of like buy things on Amazon. Like, things are even not expensive, so people are always kind of like shopping on Amazon. They hold their phone, oh, I need this, they get it, and the next day you get it. That saves you like time going to the store, either grocery. I mean, they do deliver a lot of things, so you can just check that out. I think what you would need is have like a van. So you don't need a brand new van for that, but check with Amazon, do your own research to see if you're eligible to drive for that. The number two is what a lot of us, to us sometimes it's a luxury back home, but I find is babysitting. So when you're new in Canada and you yourself have children, you can let your neighbors know, by the way, I can watch your kids while you go to work, or while you quickly go to grocery, or while you just have a me time to yourself. Like, some people are stuck with the kids and they have no choice, they have no one to watch them, whereas back home, like, your neighbors can watch them, your gate man can watch them for a few minutes. So, but just keep in mind, if you're going to be offering babysitting, there's a lot of things that follows. Like, the kid might have maybe allergies to peanuts, they might have like special needs, so you just have to be mindful of that. And one thing I would highly recommend is to take CPR class. So and then make sure that you are asking the parents, like, who is the emergency contact if they do leave their child with you. And and also there might be other option where you can actually do this as a career. I think they have like a week care program or something like that, where you can enroll yourself and have children sent to you to babysit. But there's a lot of requirements along that side. And also make sure that your house is child-proof. Just the same thing if you're watching your own child. So make sure you know where those kids are at all times. As we all know, if the kids are quiet and nothing is going on, that means something big is going on. So again, babysitting might be just another option. So another option that I find, I've done this before, I did it with a friend actually, it's catering service. So my one friend and I were in an African grocery store, and this guy came up to us like, oh, by the way, I want to have a surprise party for my wife, I need people to cook. And I really don't like cooking, and I looked at her and she would cook for anything. And I said, well, you know what, let's, we got the guy's number, and I said, I will be like the errand girl, like I'll go do the shopping and everything while you do the cooking. I can cut onions and open cans, but you do the cooking. And it actually worked well. We had a few gigs here and there, and we went to the dollar store, we bought like plates and stuff. And so if you love cooking, just put it out there. Another thing I've noticed is when I do go to African grocery store, I do see pre-cooked frozen food. Like ayamase, for example, I don't know how to cook it, so if I see it in the freezer and I buy, and I can buy it, if it tastes good, I will then continue to patronize that person. Another thing that you can do, which again I've done before, I've done a lot of things, so is sewing, making African clothes and everything like that. So just even knowing how to make wrapper and blouse is good. So if you're planning to just still come to Canada, you can learn while you are in Nigeria. Like, I know how to make skirt and blouse, I do all of that, but I stopped doing that only because, one, like, I find some of my clients will come, like, they're kind of like on the heavy side when they come, and when it's time for that party itself, they start losing weight, wanting to look good for the party, and once they show up, the outfits loose. I have to kind of like make adjustments. So just make sure, like, you are telling your clients, like, okay, I need you to come for fitting and stuff. And another another thing, some of them will leave their clothes with you, and then it's always hard for them to come back and they don't pay in full. That's what I find anyway. So just make sure they pay you at least 50% or 75%, and also make sure that you're doing a good job. I know I've met one girl that said she was forced to learn how to sew before she came to Canada. She actually, I think, made one outfit for me, and after that, like, you would call her and she would say, I am totally booked for 6 months. I can't take any, fabrics right now. So it's a very lucrative gig if you're actually looking for something to do while you're here. Another thing is housekeeping, and I have done this again before. So again, and I have a friend that does it regularly as well. Sometimes I would go with her and we would do it together, and she's a neat freak. I think she's someone you might say have OCD. So for her, it's not even a job. She's doing something she likes, and we all clean our houses. Like, she has this system where she cleans the bathroom first, and then she sprays the kitchen. Like, she would she cleans very well, and I am able to clean too. I actually did work like cleaning an apartment building long time ago where we lived. Like, when people move out, we clean and stuff, and it was really a pretty good gig. The only downside is you are tired at the end of the day, but really, which job do we do that is not tiring, right? But you don't require a lot. Most people would have their own supplies, like detergent they use, soap, and all of that. So, and the easy way to do this, you can put an ad on Kijiji. People will call you, and I've done this. I've assisted people that are like new in Canada and stuff to post ad on Kijiji and put their phone number. They do get calls, and people will call. Uber or Lyft driver. Again, I have done Uber, and I think this was 2017. Yes, a lot of you here that might be watching it like, but I thought I worked with this girl, or so at the time I took time off to study for my NCLEX exam. So, and then sometimes I would study and just get bored. And my one kid at the time, if he asks for a ride or something, and I'm like, I'm busy, I can't take you. Oh, don't worry, I'll take an Uber. So I was so curious as to what Uber was. I registered and everything, and I met a lot of people driving, and I got to know like the GTA a lot, like places I didn't even know existed. So it was a good gig for me. So, and I still did it up until I started working again. Like, after work, I would actually turn on my app to the direction of my house, like where I'm going, and I will pick one or two people, and some of them would ask me what I do, and when I tell them, they're looking at me strange, like, you have that kind of job and you're doing Uber. But you know what, that Uber actually pays for my gas and whatnot, and the only reason I stopped was because then I think every year you have to kind of go and renew, and I just didn't have that time, and I was content with the job I had. So another job that you can do is unregulated healthcare provider. Like, it's not like a PSW that you have to go to school for, but you can offer, like, you can register with agency where they can send you to long-term care homes, and you can offer companionship to the elderly population, or just some of them might have dementia. So just please educate yourself, know it's something you are able to do. Because I remember when I was in school, the one time when I did a companion, like, the lady woke up and go, oh, there's a stranger in my house, and she wanted to kind of beat me up and what, but the agency that is sending you will let you know like the steps to take. But it is a pretty good gig to do. And another thing is teaching online English. I mean, Wi-Fi is available here in Canada. There's no breaking electricity, so NEPA would not take your lights. So, and I know some people did say VIP kids, and each platform requires different documents from you. But I know from people I've spoken to, they do it very well. But the downside is that Canada and other countries have different time zone, so your clients might be like at 3 p.m. in their country while you're still at 9 a.m. and you might find that you are needing to wake up at 4 a.m. to teach a class. But I have people that have told me they've done that. I've not done that before, but people that have done it said it's something they really like. Also, another thing you can do is food delivery. Like, so with Uber that I mentioned earlier, your car actually has to be like a certain year. So with Uber Eats, I think you can use the older model car, you can use your bicycle. I know people that live downtown, they actually can walk from restaurant to the place to deliver the food. And I've tried skip the dishes before, I think, no, DoorDash. So I think I only did like 2 deliveries or whatnot. So it was really good, but smelling the food was just making me hungry. Like, I don't, and you get to know a lot of restaurants. So I kind of did 2 deliveries because I think before DoorDash activates your app or something, like you have to kind of like use it and do like 1 or 2 deliveries. But that was it for me. I didn't need to do it, that's why. Last, okay, another thing you can do, it's not the last one actually, I'm saving the best for last. So it's register with different agencies. Like, they can send you to work in factories, and it's hard work, but it does pay, at least till you get yourself situated, like it's something that you can be doing. The downside to this is if you don't have a car, some of the factories might be far. So, but then once you start working there, you can actually have people that live in your area that you can then carpool with. But it's an option, it's out there. The last one actually for me, which I've done many times, is offering braid services. So I've been doing braids since I was 13. So I remember one of my aunts, when I go and visit her, she would give me my own little area, like, okay, braid for people, and they would pay me. So I've been doing that, and getting paid since I was like 13. And then moving, overseas, like I've done it, and then if you can offer that service, that would be great. You control your own time. Just make sure that you price, you charge well so that you don't feel cheated, and make sure you know what you're doing also if you want repeated customers. Like for me, when I stopped braiding, I think like 4 or 5 years later, some people are still calling me, and I'm like, sorry, I'm working, I can't do it. But good news now, I've started doing it again only on weekends and Friday evenings after work. And so if anyone needs support on how to do that, I can watch my other videos that will be coming soon. Thank you for watching. And if you want me to talk about any other topics, I might be able to do that. You can just put it in the comment below. I'll look at it and respond if it's something I can share on or elaborate more on. Thanks.